Chrissy Browder, and I will be performing Juliet from Act 2, Scene 2 of Romeo and Juliet. In this particular monologue, the Capulets' party, where Romeo and Juliet have just met, has just ended, and Juliet, just finding out that Romeo's a Montague, has gone out onto her balcony, and she thinks she's speaking to herself, confessing her undying love to this strange boy that she's just met. But little does she know that Romeo was actually listening in the entire time, so this is her response to him. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I've spoke. Farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thee at thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I will frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst me ere I was ware my true love's passion. Therefore, pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
I'm doing Antony's All Is Lost monologue from Antony and Cleopatra, Act 4, Scene 12. The play itself begins during the Sicilian revolt. Antony is a man of great power amongst the Roman Empire. Throughout this monologue, he is very angry as he believes his army has just left for Caesar, and he thinks his significant other, Cleopatra, is the cause of this. He's very angry, and this is his rant. At one point, Cleopatra literally enters, and he pretty much just cusses her out. All right, so thank you. All is lost! This foul Egyptian hath betrayed me. My fleet hath yielded to the foe, and yonder they cast their caps up and carouse together like friends long lost. Triple-turned whore, tis thou hast sold me to this novice, and my heart makes only wars on thee. Bid them all fly, for when I am revenged upon my charm, I have done all. Bid them all fly, be gone. O son, thy uprise shall I see no more. Fortune and hand to depart, here, even here do we shake hands, I'll come to this. The hearts that spanieled me at heels, to whom I gave their wishes, do discandy, melt their sweets on blossoming Caesar. And his pine is bark that overtop them all, betrayed I am. Oh, this false soul of Egypt, this grave charm, whose eyes becked forth my wars and called them home, whose bosom was my crownet, my chief end like a right gypsy hath it fasted loose, beguiled me to the very heart of loss. What Eros? Eros? Aye, thou spell of want! Vanish, or I shall give thee thy deserving, and blemish Caesar's triumph. Let him take thee and hoist thee up to the shooting plebeians. Follow his chariot like the greatest spot of all thy sex, most monster-like. Be shown for poorest diminutives, for dolts, and let patient Octavia plow thy visage up with her prepared nails. 'Tis well thou art gone, if it be well to live. But better 'twere thou fell'st into my fury, for one death might have presented many. Eros ho. The shirt of Nessus is upon me. Teach me, Alcides, thou mine ancestor, thy rage. Let me lodge leeches on the horns of the moon, and with those hand that grasp the heaviest club, subdue my worthiest self. The witch shall die. To the young Roman boy who hath sold me, and I fall under this plot, she dies for it. Eros ho! Thank you.
My name is Caitlin Finley, and today I will be reciting a monologue from All's Well That Ends Well, Act 1, Scene 3. The Countess has just told Helen that she is like a daughter to her. This completely repulses Helen because she is secretly in love with the Countess's son, Bertram. Then I confess, here, on my knee, before high heaven and you, that before you, and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor, but honest, so's my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not by any token of presumptuous suit, nor would I have him till I do deserve him, yet never know how that desert should be. I know I love in vain, strive against hope, yet in this capituous and attenuable sea, I still pour in the waters of my love, and lack not to lose still. Thus, Indian-like, religious in mine error, I adore the sun that looks upon his worshipper, but knows of him no more. My dearest madam, let not your hate encounter with my love, for loving where you do. But if yourself, whose aged honor sights of virtuous youth, did ever in so true a flame of liking, wish chastely and love dearly, that your Dian was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her whose state is such that cannot choose, but lend and give where she is sure to lose, that seeks not to find, that search implies, but riddle-like lives sweetly where she dies.
My name is Peyton Hedger, and today I'll be presenting a monologue from Act 1, Scene 7 of Macbeth, portraying Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, as she is addressing her husband Macbeth on his cowardice and his lack of masculinity, as he is not wanting to kill King Duncan. Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Art the ornament of life which thou esteemest, and make thyself a coward in thine own esteem? And be a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat, I the adage. What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? Nor time, nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck. I have known how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while he was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Talia Earle. My monologue comes from the very last scene in The Taming of the Shrew, and my character is Catherine. In this scene, Petruchio has made a wager no one thinks he can win. He sets out to prove that his honorary wife, Catherine, is the most obedient of all the brides. And to everyone's astonishment, in this moment, Act 5, Scene 2, Catherine is reprimanding their own wives for lack of respect they have for their husbands. Fie, fie, amid that threatening, unkind brow, And dart not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor. It blots thy beauty as the frosts do bite the meads, confounds thy fame as whirlwinds, shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, breath of beauty, and while she is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sip or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life thy keeper, thy head thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labor both by sea and land, to watch the night in storms, the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands, but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt, such duty as the subject owes the prince, even such woman oweth to her husband. And when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul contending rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord? I am ashamed that women are so simple, to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek full rule, supremacy, and sway, when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies soft, weak, and smooth? Unapt to toil and trouble in the world. But that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts. Come, come, you froward and unable worms. My mind hath been as big as one of yours. My heart is great, to band you word for word and frown for frown. But now I see our lances are but straws, our strength but weak, our weakness past compare, that seeming to be most, which we indeed least are. Then veil your stomachs, for it is no boot, and place your hands below your husband's foot, and tell him his duty if he please. My hand is ready. May it do me.
I will be doing Act 3, Scene 2 of Richard II as King Richard. Shortly before this, King Richard lands on the shores of Wales and hopes to continue his reign as king. However, Lord Salisbury delivers despairing news that all 12,000 of his army have left him and rallied behind Bolingbroke. Now, the same is also true for a majority of the common folk. They've also left Richard. So now, Richard is left with nothing. No matter where of comfort no man speak, let's talk of graves, of worms and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors, and talk of wills, and yet not so. For what can we bequeath, save our deposed bodies to the ground? Our lands, our lives, and all our Bolingbrookes, and nothing can we call our own but death, that small model of the barren earth which serves as paste and cover to our bones. For God's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings, how some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives, some sleeping killed, all murdered. For within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king keeps death, his court. And there the antic sits, scoffing at his state and grinning at his pomp, taking a breath, a little scene, to monarchize, be feared, and kill with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh, which walls about our lives, were brass impregnable, and humor thus comes at the last, with A little pin bores through his castle wall, and farewell, king. Cover your heads, and mock not flesh and blood. With solemn reverence, the way respect, tradition, form, and ceremonious duty for you have but mistook me all this while. I live with bread like you, feel want, taste grief, need friends. Subjected thus, how can you say to me, I am a king?
Right now, Juliet is considering the proposed plan by the friar, conceding to marry Paris, the man her parents would like her to be with, and she will take a death-like sleeping potion. She does all of this in hopes to be with her true love, Romeo, who she is secretly married to. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vial. What if the mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison, which the friar suddenly hath ministered to have me dead? Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is, and yet, methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There is a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo come? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for these many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack! Is it not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mingled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Good morning. I will be reciting from Shakespeare's Macbeth, or the Scottish play, infamous witches scene from Act 4, Scene 1. At this time, the witches are preparing for Macbeth's next arrival to them after he has completed his prophecy from the first time they met him by killing the king and claiming his throne, and is now seeking them for guidance once again. Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed. Thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Ha, be a Christ! 'Tis time! 'Tis time! Rounds about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw, toad the under cold stone, days and nights at bloodied wine, sweltered venom, sleeping got, boil thy first in the charmed pot, double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fatty snake, in the cauldron boil and bake, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw engulf, of the raven, salt sea shock, roots of hemlock, digged in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat, and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips. Finger of birth, strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's chardron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron ball! Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
This is an event that I look forward to every year because it gives us a wonderful opportunity to collaborate with the Arts Council and to show off what wonderful students we have. All of you did a simply amazing job, and I've heard lots of parents say, boy, I'm glad it wasn't me. And we all feel that way, and so we really appreciate the hard work that you put into this. It really shows, and we're very grateful to a number of our teachers who are here who supported you and helped you out and encouraged you. And I noticed we had a lot of ninth graders, so I hope that means we'll see you again next year. So good luck and thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you all again for coming. It's always a pleasure for me to be able to and I've enjoyed seeing families again over the years and seeing some of our sort of repeat attendance, and so almost kind of like a family reunion. So I enjoyed that. I have a question to all of you. Who was the mayor of London in 1599? Anyone? The mayor of, oh come on. Mayor of London, 1599? Right. Does anyone, like, offhand know any playwrights from London in 1599? Anyone? Shakespeare? So how many of you don't know who Shakespeare is? Raise your hand. Okay, I just want to point something out. No one knows who was the mayor of London in 1599. Everyone in this room knows who William Shakespeare is. The arts are our salvation. Okay? Also, I want to point out something else. You saw us over there scribbling, and I'm going to say this 3 times because it's that important. 3 times is that's always important, right? You've seen us over there in the corner scribbling down numbers, okay? It's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers, except the number 3, right? This is the thing. You all are so inspiring to come up here and to show me what you are passionate about, what you're committed to. I've so enjoyed all the other stuff that has nothing to do with the numbers. I'm talking to you all about your favorite authors, that you like reading fantasy, that you love Harry Potter, that you like Jane Austen, Dickens, Wilkie Collins, obviously William Shakespeare. This is what a young man from Stratford-on-Avon enjoyed as well. He wasn't studying for a test. He wasn't writing papers or cramming for an exam. It was very difficult for this young man to go to London and to write, of all things, plays, and he did it very well. And he did it because of passion, because of commitment, because of love. And you're showing me this selfless generosity and passion and commitment to the arts that gives me such great joy and encourages me that we actually will probably live on into at least another couple of generations. So that's terrific. And I love the commitment that you've demonstrated, even in spite of maybe differences of opinion. You know, maybe a difference in opinion on how Portia feels about such things. But you don't care about that. A difference in opinion about witchcraft, for instance. But you infused that with how a witch would embrace double toil and trouble as if that were the most important thing. However I may feel about Shakespeare's and Kate's understanding of the female vis-a-vis the male in Taming of the Shrew, you put that to one side. As repulsive as that idea might be, you put that to one side and you committed to the fact that she would bow and give to. So it's that commitment and that passion and that love that I really just so enjoy and am encouraged by, and think that we probably will, after all, be saved.
And I'm going to speak after Derek's wonderful and lofty and yet practical words in a very practical way. I have so enjoyed getting to teach young people acting in my life. And after I did it for a while, I realized that even though about 95% of them were convinced that they were going to go be actors, that fewer of them than that number probably were going to be. So I started to focus on the many fantastic life skills that we all get from doing what you brave kids did up here today. The parents in this room can attest that sometimes you have a job where you have to speak in front of people, and it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but you know what? You're not going to have to, at these jobs, recite Shakespeare in front of people. So those parts of your future careers are not going to be as difficult as what you just did. So congratulations about that. Especially if you're a young person in this room, you know that a lot of young people spend a lot of time going like this, right? And we all have these new little handheld devices that make us look down and look away from the world around us. But acting forces us to look up, to make contact with people, to think about communication with words, visually and physically. And that is one of the gifts of acting, and especially with acting with such challenging and deep material as you all did today. And there are many, many other aspects of what you did that will feed you and help you in your lives that you won't get from any other place. So I think what you all were brave enough to do here today was larger than it seems. You were not just reciting a Shakespeare piece in front of a group here in this building this morning, but you were creating skills for yourself regarding listening, bravery, and being a deeper human being than you get a chance to be on a daily basis. So congratulations.
I get to go last because I'll be the briefest. People are like, thank God. I run the acting program at App State, and I drive to work with a smile on my face every day because I know I'm going to teach young people how to be themselves through acting. So it's really, really life-affirming to have something like this. If it wasn't for something like this in my life early, like a Shakespeare competition, I wouldn't be here. We were just joking about it. What would I do? And we came up with some really funny ideas, none of which were savory in a crowd like this. Yes, you can laugh. So as an acting, head of an acting program, I want to say to all of you, come to App State. No, kidding. Here's some advice, okay, free advice. Read everything you can if you love Shakespeare. Read everything you can about him so you know what you're doing, or at least you think you know. Read everything you can about acting. Read everything you can, period. But most of all, we love the people that put themselves in the situation. If you go off who you are in any situation, you're going to be fine, right? Use your own judgment. Put yourself in the situation. Have some fun mixing that witch's potion. But that's my advice to you guys, and keep doing it, because every year it seems like less and less people are coming to the arts. But, you know, I mean, I had chills watching some of you guys. You know, the hairs in the back of my neck stood up. You can't do that at a movie, right? It's right in front of you. So please keep doing that, and Email any one of us. We're all on the App State website if you ever have questions about anything involving theater or college in general or anything else. But thank you so much. We had a great time today.
So we have first through sixth place and 2 merit awards to award this morning. The first merit award, which is $50, goes to Harmonic Havens Arts Academy, Ariel Miller. Congratulations. Our second merit award for $50 goes, actually you can stay up here if you don't mind. Another picture. Yes. From South Caldwell High School, Taylor Hilton. Congratulations, yes you do.
Everybody, one picture.
Coming in sixth place with $100, we have from the Caldwell Early College, Griffin Dilsaver. Fifth place, $110. From Honor Academy, Talia Earl. Fourth place, $120. From Bunker Hill High School, Peyton Hetrick. Third place, coming in $130. From the Caldwell Early College, Caitlin Finley. Coming in second place, $140 award. From the Caldwell Middle College, Nick Grozier. And first place from Wilkes High School, Chrissy Browder.